Anyway, that's the Armies of the Hobbit.
Yeah, I hope you made it this far. Alright guys, how are we? We are talking about the new Hobbit book. What's it called? Armies of the Hobbit.
Armies of the Hobbit for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
I've been so rock hard over this book.
We decided a while ago to start a YouTube channel for one thing.
The Hobbit scenarios.
For the movies. And when the Middle-earth strategy battle game was getting redone, we hoped and prayed that we would get a new book.
We did.
And we basically put our playing through the scenarios on hiatus for this.
Yeah.
We basically waited for this.
We waited for this. We didn't know if there were going to be 30 new scenarios. Spoiler alert, there's not.
There's some revamped scenarios.
There's 10, but they're basically the same as in the Armies of Lord of the Rings book. They're just a basic...
brief overview battles.
You can play the battle for
and
5 armies.
Battle for 5 armies.
Battle for Zanzibar.
Yeah.
You can play that, but it's one scenario in this book. In the Black Book, the Hobbit Black Book, which we will be using for the scenarios, there are like 3 battles for Zanzibar.
Yeah,
3 different scenarios.
It's like 30, 38, 40 scenarios through the whole movies. Anyway,
we're going to be doing them. So
we've been very excited for this for a very long time, and we have it now.
Finally.
So let's dig in.
Well, I was going to put a preface. We're not going to talk about every single little change. I started making a list, and believe it or not, there's a lot, but they're all so minor that you probably won't notice unless you compare like I did.
Go grab the book. If you're a new player, the changes aren't really going to matter to you.
Yeah.
If you're veterans like us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you care about the little things, definitely buy the book.
Yeah.
We're going to talk mostly about how we'd run the armies.
Definitely. And the changes and what we would have changed.
It's a brief overview.
We were the best. And we got to write the rules.
I basically write my own rules anyway.
Yeah, you just make it up. Anyway, let's
get stuck in.
Jump in.
Alrighty.
So first up, we've got the Army of Thror. So this is encompassing the Grimhammers and the Warriors of Erebor.
Thorin when he was a wee baby.
A little baby. So the army bonus for this army is every friendly Erebor dwarf model treats Thror as a banner.
Within 6 inches.
Within 6 inches.
That's a lot.
It's pretty good.
That's the same as it used to be, so that part hasn't changed.
Yeah.
What's changed is the contents of the army and the quality of what we're getting with it.
For sure.
So Thror, I'll just start by saying, I think he got better.
Definitely. I'd put him in my army.
He used to be fearless. So Thror has the Arkenstone still, obviously. He only has strike, strength, and challenge, but realistically that's all you need. He's defense 9, you don't need defense.
No. And Arkenstone, in theory, allows you to have infinite fate points.
Yeah.
You got a 3+ fate, but if you pass it on a 4+,
you don't spend it.
You don't spend your fate point.
So that's good.
I've never made one of those. Just
no, they don't work.
Ever. I've never rolled a 4+.
We both played the army.
I used to not jokingly, call this army Terebor, the Warriors of Terebor, because they're terrible.
They were pretty terrible, but
they might make a resurgence on the channel. I'm going to play it.
You don't do it,
I'm playing it. You don't have the army.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, I gave mine away.
Yeah.
Because they're terrible.
So basically, the reason for you would take him, 2 reasons. 1, your army special rule is around him. He's a 6-inch banner.
I know this isn't your next one, but he is defense 9 with a theoretically infinite fate pool. As your leader, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But he has an option. If your army includes Thror, you may upgrade any number of Grimhammers in his warband to Guardians of the King for +1 point. Makes them strength 4.
So 12 point strength 4 models with hand and a half now.
You're jumping ahead.
We'll get to that. But let's just stress how good strength 4 is on something that has a 2-hand weapon.
I think they should have been strength 4 from the outset, especially because Iron Hills are strength 4.
Iron Hills, just put it in perspective, an Iron Hills dwarf is 11 points with a Matic without a shield, so their defense 6.
Yeah.
We're about to show you what these are now.
Yeah. So Grimhammers, 2 things changed. The ability to make 18 of them, because Thor the Hero of Legend, 18 of them, strength 4, really, really good. They also went up to defense 7. So previously they were defense 6, defense 7.
So if you upgrade them to 12 points, They're a point more, but they are a point more defense. And defense
and
7's pretty good.
They also have throwing axes.
Yeah, throwing weapons.
Yeah.
Also pretty good.
So they're pick hammers. The weapons they're equipped with are two-handed weapons that can be used to bash or piercing strike. So in theory...
They're hand and a half now.
Yes. Really, really good. So you don't always take the -1. But because you can piercing strike at strength 4, you can be strength 5 with +1 to wound from the two-handed weapon.
Let's quickly go back to Thorin's profile.
Thorin.
So young Thorin is...
yeah.
Because he's pretty good as well. He's 100 points. He's a stock standard 3/3/3 character because in this version he doesn't die, so he has 3 fate, not 1. He's got a bunch of heroics, blah blah blah.
Strength, strike,
Can
challenge,
take the Oaken Shield. Most of you will know what that is. You can shield, but you get to make a strike at the end with no modifiers. Special rules: 2 arms. So once per game, when moving young Thorin Oaken Shield, the controlling player may declare 2 arms. At the start of the following fight phase, all friendly Erebor dwarf models within 3 increase their strength by 1. Hear me out. Does that mean you have strength 5 two-hand weapon dwarves?
That can piercing strike.
That can piercing strike.
So strength 6.
Strength 6.
Ugh. Ugh.
Is that true? Am I reading that correctly?
No, you're right. That's
pretty
really good. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of setup and strategy to pull that off.
But then again, what doesn't?
That's true. That's true.
It's pretty cool. If you can get strength 6 dwarves, kudos.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty cool.
Strength 6 with +1 to wound. Whoo-wee. Not bad. Other heroes in the army, Thrain.
The son of the king. He's cool. I actually really like him. I want to point out the biggest thing that has changed.
Definitely.
He's kept all his special rules pretty much.
Pretty much the same.
Except he now has a Master Forged two-handed hammer. Which
Effectively,
means he's basically burly. In the old rules, he was strength 4 with a two-handed hammer, and you'd never... Well, I would never use it. I'd use his hand weapon that he had.
Yep.
But now you don't have to. You can always two-hand, just like Dane.
Definitely. 120 points, fight 6, heroic strike.
3/3/3.
Also, his standfast is the entire battlefield, and it affects other dwarf heroes.
And what's he? Courage 6.
Courage 6.
3-wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not too shabby. Obviously, you get
Balin and Dwalin.
young Dwalin, young Balin.
Both pretty good still.
Both pretty good. Solid characters.
Balin, same as most other profiles. Same thing. He can reroll a d6 with a will point for your priority.
Yep.
Dwalin has 2 might in this profile, same as the unarmored Thorin's Company. And he has an ability that lets him drop his fight value by d3.
Dwarven Fury.
But lets you reroll wounds.
Not
That's
bad.
pretty hectic.
Captains, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, for me, the biggest change and what makes the army playable, 2 things. Grimhammer's defense 7 instead of defense 6 means for the scenarios, most of the things they're fighting against, which is Hunter Orcs.
No, it's actually Gundabad's.
No, it's Hunter Orcs. It's Hunter Orcs in the movie.
Oh.
Coach showed me the other day. I called him an idiot, but I was the idiot. Thanks, Coach. They just fight Hunter Orcs in the movie.
Yeah, in the scenario.
Yeah, the scenarios, it's Gundabad.
They're defense 6, which means that's a difference.
Yeah, it's still 6s instead of 5s. Massive.
Pretty crazy.
And the fact that their weapons are hand and a half now, so you have the option to 2-hand or single hand. Pretty bloody good.
And you can piercing strike still.
And Warriors of Erebor have spears. Not too bad. So yeah, I think the what was it? The Army of Thror.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'll be running them again.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're probably competitive.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they used to be. And you can, just quickly, you can ally Dale. Dale have shooting.
There's lots of shooting.
Alright, on to the next one. Alright, here we go. Here is my pride and joy. Iron Heels. Funnily enough,
As
everyone told me for actually 2 months that Dane was going to be 200 points, Iron Heels would be higher points, the Chariots would go up, the
even
Go-Riders would go up.
160. Even 160.
160 points for Dane plus the
Give
boar.
me something.
Make him 180. I think fair. Guess what happened? Not a single thing changed.
Just so everyone's aware,
Not a
Stephen didn't
single
admit.
thing.
Stephen never admitted that Dane Ironfoot was. I believe, and a lot of our fellow wargamers believe, Dane is undercosted. Stephen you never agreed
I'll agree
until
now.
you got this book in your hand and you're like, ha, 140. Yeah, he's undercosted. Yeah, I'm the best.
I still don't know if he's undercosted. He's definitely, especially because his army special. Let's just quickly talk about the army bonus.
Yep. So his army special rule
when you get to come on from a random board edge, or when you're rolling to come on at all, in
for
certain scenarios for reinforcements, you can plus or minus 1 without using might.
To your dice roll.
Yeah.
So you can.
So if one of them is east or west, and you don't want to come on east or west, you can change that with a plus or minus 1 to the table.
That could also be the difference between you choosing and your opponent choosing,
Yes.
or your opponent choosing and not coming on.
For example,
Huge.
I rolled a 2 today. I played a game with my Iron Hills today. Rolled a 2. I negative 1'd it, make it a 1, so I didn't come on.
Let your opponent come on first. You come on from behind them. That's pretty solid tactic.
I got to see where I went, where he went, so I could choose where to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Additionally, Dane Ironfoot gets a 4+ Master of Battle. I don't know why they thought that Dane not only was at the right points.
I'm going to write a letter. Somebody needs to know how mad I am.
Not only he's at the right points, but now he gets a 4+ Master of Battle. So 50% of the time he's got Master of Battle. It's good.
With the changes to the way heroic actions work, so in the past, for those of you who are new to the game, in the past, if Stephen and I were playing a game, that's my priority. Stephen has to call a heroic first.
And if I pass,
I get to call,
and I don't again.
And Steve misses out.
It's all changed.
So now...
Personally, I don't think I like the change from a competitive aspect. From a fun game with your mates,
for sure.
Definitely better. Because you sort of agree, you're like, yeah, I'll know Heroic Strike, and so are you probably.
Yeah.
Previously you couldn't do that. And now, Master of Battle's better because of it. Because I can say, nah, no Heroics. And if you have to Heroic Strike against me, you still have to. And I can still Master of Battle afterwards.
50-50 it for free. And if that doesn't work,
then you can
still Heroic Strike.
Master of Battle is way better this edition.
Really, really good. Especially as well, this is another thing, you can Master of Battle heroic actions you don't have.
Yes.
Not that Dane needs anything else.
He's got 5 plus the 3
he can
everyone has.
heroic defense if somebody calls a heroic defense.
I thought he had heroic.
No, he doesn't. It's the only one he doesn't have.
That sucks.
And heroic channel.
He should be 120 points.
And heroic accuracy. Oh my god.
I don't know what. Oh, crossbows.
But yeah. So it's really he's really good.
So Dane Ironfoot, as we know, if you've watched the channel,
people, he didn't change.
He didn't change, and he's still good. Very good. All right, but what else is good in the army?
Everything.
The goats. Are
nothing
20 points.
changed.
The goats are 20 points. Very good. Interestingly, Murin and Dra are now in the Iron Hills army list. It's cool. I'm not sure if I'd personally take them, but it's very cool to have some variety.
Definitely.
Some other named
from
characters.
the old blue books from the previous edition, they were the ones that allowed you to take Iron Hills veterans in your army to make them strength 4.
Endurance folk.
Endurance folk, yeah.
So now they're in the army. It's cool. They don't really. I mean, they're 70.3 might characters. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. You can't mount them, so I won't take them. But they still fight 5. Strength 4, defense 8.
3 points of might each, so 6 points of might for 140 points. Not terrible.
Yeah, it's something to look into.
Definitely something to
Other things to mention, Iron Hills Captains, very competitive choice. They do get a 5+ Master of Battle. They are defense 8 base, and they do have shield wall.
Yes, they
And
do.
they can go on goats. And they can have a medic. They can pretty much do everything.
Shut up.
They're pretty
I'm
much
sick
amazing.
of hearing about how awesome Iron Hills are. Goat Riders didn't change, Ballistas didn't change. Not that I could see, I just had a
I did buy a Ballista. Can confirm. Very good.
Yes. Today in that game,
Ooh, don't
direct hit every time, direct scatter every time,
Ooh.
killed everything you hit.
The chariot, I haven't read the rules for because, frankly,
it's 2 pages of rules and Steve's an idiot.
I don't care.
Yeah.
If I buy 2, which I'm going to,
sorry,
it'll be for the scenarios.
It's 4 pages of rules.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But yeah, Iron Hill's still really good, unfortunately.
Still very, very competitively costed. I don't know what they were thinking. Dane should be more expensive. Frankly, the Warriors could stand to go up a point. Probably don't have to, but the Goat Riders, I'm not sure if they're worth 20 points, personally. They're defense 6, and they're 20 points, and they just have a lance. They're ministeric, except they do knock down potentially on the charge on a 5+.
And they're strength 4, fight 4.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
They're worth 20 points.
Yeah, right.
Hands down. They're really, really good.
Iron Hills, what I'm saying is
really good. Can we stop talking about Iron
next
Hills
time?
now?
Alright,
I'm done.
Moving on. Alright, so as much as neither of us care about Dale,
very true.
So little. Like, literally
really cool.
Couldn't care less.
Remember that time they got killed by a dragon?
Yeah, I remember them for 45 seconds in the movie. However, Justice for Dale.
Cool army. Their army special rule is they get shoot 3+, which is amazing because they have elf bows.
They do have elf bows.
And now, I know a lot of people care. It's not a big deal.
They get banners.
They get banners and warhorns now. They didn't get that before. That's kind of cool. Makes them a fully fledged army for the
Just
45
allow them
seconds.
to Erebor and take banners with Erebor. They're higher defense and they're the same. They're better.
Yeah. The models are really cool.
Yeah.
Decent profiles. Decent army.
Hey, I have 30 Warriors of Dale unbuilt.
Me too.
Mm.
Might have, I don't know. I think I built one. But they're sick models.
Yeah, anyway.
They get banners and stuff
Pretty
now.
much all we needed to mention with that army.
Pretty much.
Is that
We thought we'd make a
banners.
couple of people happy with that one.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
Also, Champions of Erebor, we're not going to really talk about. They're
Nah.
pretty much the same. In fact, I don't think they changed at all.
Yeah.
They're pretty much Thorin's company, but all defense 7 or 8 and better special rules. Thranduil's Halls, another army that I own.
Yes.
Another
unfortunately.
very good army, very competitive choice.
Yes.
So Legolas, let's start with him. He is 95 points without upgrades. You can take an Elven Cloak, Horse, or Orcrist. Big thing to mention with him, along with everything else in the army, now have Elven-made weapons.
Previously, he was one of the only elf characters of note that didn't have an Elven Blade. So Orcrist, having to pay 10 points for Orcrist, not really thematic. Was the only way to give him an Elven Blade to make him semi-decent combat character.
Look, Fight 6 is good. Fight 6, 2 attacks. You know, you're paying your points. Fight 6, 2 attacks, no Elven Blade. You got it, bro.
So yeah, he's really cool. And the fact that now he comes with Elven-made daggers,
yeah,
pretty good. Toriel, same thing.
She hasn't really changed, but she has
Elven-made daggers.
She has Elven-made daggers.
Amazing.
I'm going to be honest with you, it's a big deal.
It is. Being Fight 6, now that not everything can heroic strike, she can, so can Legolas.
Yeah,
pretty good.
They fight bold, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Tying a fight, especially because Toriel has Blade Mistress, where for each additional model she's in combat with, she gets an extra attack.
Is she the only model with Blade Mistress and the rest of Blade Master?
Yeah, she's the only girl.
Ooh, that's hot.
Duh.
Anyway.
It's really cool.
It's
so
cool.
she can get 5, 6 attacks quite easily. Boom, there's a 6, it's a tie.
I would,
Now she's got the
most
Elven
occasions, I'd take her over Legolas because she has an extra attack and Blade Master, Master, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's a better combat character. Legolas, however, still has his auto shot. It's a 2+.
2+ to hit
ignores
in the
all
ways.
in the ways, magic effects, combats. You get to pick horse or rider steel. It's the same thing. It's just not automatic.
And you can shoot into combat as a good model.
Yes, probably the only model that can do that.
As far as I'm aware. Yeah.
Also, in the Armies of the Hobbit profile, I'm not sure why, he's 5 points cheaper than the Armies of Lord of the Rings profile, but he comes with armor in his profile. So let's take into account the fact that he has one more special
This has
rule.
armor in the profile as well.
No, this one has armor in the
the other
profile.
one doesn't.
The Lord of the Rings book doesn't have armor in the profile, which means if you take into account the fact he has an extra special rule, which you have to have Gimli for, he's a bargain. No, he's like 95 points, and you don't really need to give him anything else now that he has Elven-made daggers. You don't have to take out Orcus for 10 points.
For sure. So what else changed?
The biggest note is Mirkwood Elves did exactly what I predicted and went down to the cost of every other elf.
Yeah.
They're now 9 points base, 10 with a shield.
Defense 6 with a shield.
They're 11 with a bow. Look, it's annoying. But so are the glaives, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
So instead of paying a point for a glaive and switching your Elven Blade for it, you now keep your Elven Blade but gain an Elven Glaive.
You can also, now, I don't think you could before, you can now have an Elven Glaive and a shield.
It doesn't say you can't.
So you can
And it's
hand
really
if you need
annoying
to,
because if
you
I
can
had the
support.
option, my Elven Glaive would definitely have shields.
Mirkwood Rangers, still probably a little bit too high in points.
I would say 14 points for them, too much. I'd pay 12, maybe 13. They do have Elven-made daggers now.
Big difference. Now that not everything can heroic strike.
It was dumb, but
Yeah.
but they're still defense 3. You got to remember, they're still defense 3.
Pretty.
Everything wounds them on 4s. You don't roll that 6. You lose 14 points.
Wood Elf Sentinels are on the army list. Previously, they were in the Lord of the Rings blue books.
Yeah.
Now they're part of the Mirkwood list. Makes sense. You've still got Mirkwood Cav. A lot of this army treats Thranduil as a buff. So Mirkwood Cav treat Thranduil as a banner. Palace Guard, a bodyguard, so they automatically pass courage checks as long as their leader is alive. And
Thranduil
+1 fight if they're near
gives
Thranduil. Within 3
+1
inches.
fight.
Same with the Palace Guard captains, so they're fight 6, that makes them fight 7.
Look, Thranduil, what I don't understand, just quickly, is Thranduil, the whole army is based around him, but you pay the points in the models for the special rules, not in him. I think he should be more expensive for the special rules and the models should be cheaper. So Palace Guard being 14 points with the Spear and Shield, they should be 12, but Thranduil should go up a certain amount of points. If you know what I mean. Because comparing them to other models, with the same stat line and the same applicable special rules if you don't take Thranduil, they are overcosted. I think Thranduil should go up a certain amount of points, but those models should come down. Because taking an army without Thranduil, you're kind of kicking yourself in the leg.
Yeah, like, you're losing all your... Yes,
you take Mirkwood Cab, and yeah, they're 17 points, which isn't terrible. Like, but you're paying that extra point, maybe 2 points perhaps, for him being a banner, whereas really, Thranduil should have that points cost on him. So
basically the army bonus for them is Mirkwood Rangers don't count towards your bow limit at all. Pretty awesome. And Palace Guard captains, Mirkwood Elf captains, Palace Guard, Mirkwood Cab, and Mirkwood Elves get +1 to wound while they're within 3 inches of Thranduil. So your army bonuses build around you taking Thranduil, and all the unit bonuses are built around you taking Thranduil.
Essentially, they're trying to force you to take.
And
he's good though.
I in the past haven't rated Thranduil. I've used him a little bit, and never is always whiffed. He just, I don't know. I just don't seem to get the use out of him. But now, major change. So from the old Lord of the Rings, there was a different Thranduil profile. He was really cheap, had an elven cloak, he could have a bow, and he had the Circlet of Kings, which allowed him to cast 2 spells automatically. So they've now merged those two that profile with the Hobbit Thranduil. Awesome. What
Essentially,
that means,
it's crazy good.
Thranduil is now 100 points base. He loses a lot of stats, he loses his attacks, he loses his fight 7, but he's 100 points. So we've talked about this a little bit. I would now take 100 point Thranduil, give him a bow, potentially give him heavy armor, makes him 115 points. Just to give my army a buff.
You give the army all the bonuses and you don't have to pay that 160 point, if you take him on an elk, he's 160 point cost.
That's big.
Other side of the argument, you can still take him exactly how he was before at 160 points. You have those options.
Yep.
You just pay points for them.
Also, you can pay an extra 25 points now. This is massive. To give him the Circlet of Kings. What that does is he can automatically cast as if he'd rolled a 6, Aura of Dismay, which causes terror to everything within 6, and Nature's Wrath. So, really, really cool. A good precursor to a cavalry charge. Move in with the elk, boom, Nature's Wrath, everybody's on the ground. All your cavalry charge with no risk of dying.
Yeah.
But what's that make him? 185 points?
185 points decked out. I took him today. Look, I had to fight a Balrog. It didn't work. I got rendered and killed in like a turn. But if I versed an army that wasn't a Balrog, I'm so confident that he would have done well. I played Dion as well, and he minced people.
Ooh, I've just noticed he has Fleetfoot in his profile.
Yeah.
It's not attached to the elk or the horse.
It's not the only one.
It's not the only one anymore. I've been copping a lot of flack for that.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, but he has Fleetfoot, so his elk runs through a forest. I did that today.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. He is now, instead of being that character you have to take for 160 points, he's now flexible.
Definitely. I personally would run base cost Thranduil. You would probably run max cost Thranduil.
In 800 poinds, definitely. 650.
Hard to know. Gives you the options.
I might not run him in 650.
Every single Thranduil's Hall's army now can be different.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You can take him as 185 points. He does get 6-inch Terror Bubble, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And a free Nature's Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not confident in that, if you need your warriors to be better, just give him a horse. He's a hero of legend, so he does have to be a leader, so I'd probably give him armor, because otherwise he's defense 4.
Doesn't have an elven cloak, but
Oh yeah, it comes with Elven Cloak now. I don't know if he did before,
he did.
but
He always did.
he's never on the floor.
Halls of Thranduil, pretty good. A bit more versatile now.
Super competitive.
I'm liking that.
Alright, one thing about Radagast's Alliance. And Dion's in love.
Love Radagast.
I don't care that much, but he's so
Probably not.
I'll just let him talk.
So basically Radagast, there was 2 profiles before. They've combined that into one. So he has a wizard's staff, and if you wish, you can exchange. In the movies, he gives his staff to Gandalf and rides an eagle into battle. What you can do now is exchange your wizard's staff for an eagle as a mount for Radagast.
Instead of it being 2 different profiles, like
two
it
different
was.
profiles, yeah. Also, that Eagle was the only Radagast profile that had Nature's Wrath. Now, regular Radagast has Nature's Wrath, which is really cool. So, he's got Panic Steed, amazing. Terrifying Aura, Immobilize, Renew, Nature's Wrath, Aura of Dismay. Amazing. He's got an Elven Cloak. He has a Wizard Staff, unless you want to put him on an Eagle. So good. I love it.
Look, if you put him on horse, he's 160 points, and he has a lot of use.
Definitely.
If you put him on Sleigh or Eagle, he's like a monstrous cav, isn't he, on both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
He does have a ton of attacks if you've got the Sleigh. He's got...
Oh, actually, I don't believe the Sleigh is monstrous creature anymore.
Oh, lordy. It's a mount. It's just a mount.
Used to knock down cav.
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you'd have to dig pretty deep, but it doesn't say there.
Doesn't need to knock down cav because he's got Panic Steed. Off your horse. 2+. It's pretty good. If you channel it, it's like a bubble, 3-inch bubble as well. Pretty cool. It's not. I'm not going to go through the whole army of Radagast Alliance, but I just thought some really cool changes to Radagast. Makes him a little bit more versatile. The bad guys. What would you have changed for Azog's Legion, Stevie?
Bolg would be fight 6 because in the movies, Legolas and Toriel both go neck and neck with him pretty hard in their fight 6.
Dane didn't change, so everyone else's characters have to change.
I don't think Dane needs to get better, but I think...
No, he needs to cost more.
I think Bolg should be the same sort of stat line as Dane. Do you know what I mean? He should be that 160-point hero.
I'm always going to disagree. It's really fun to play. I know it's not fun to play against.
Oh, it's not fun to play against, but being fight 7 is super dumb if you're not like an elf king.
No, being fight 7 is not super dumb. Having 2 fight 7 models in the same army is super dumb.
2 fight 7 wrecking balls. They're not models. They're models that kill everything.
Pretty much.
But he didn't go to... Nothing changed. There's a few things that changed. Azog's Stone Flail now costs 20 points instead of 10. So instead of 225, he's 235?
Yeah.
Or whatever. He's up 10 points.
Totally worth it.
It's a step in the right direction. I might just have to wait 3 more years, but maybe he'll be 300 points.
The only other real major change is the Troll Brutes, the ones with the little mechanically chicken legs, little sticky in.
The wrecking balls, the literal wrecking balls.
They're fight 5 now instead of fight 4.
Yeah, whatever.
And they're fearless and they do impact hits when they charge. Kind of cool. Everything else is basically the same.
Yeah, the army's very strong still.
One difference as well. Sorry, Bolg. He used to in the Azog's Hunter's army. If he took a bow, he got Morgul arrows, and so did every bow in the Azog's Hunter's army. Now, every
hunter orc
in the army gets Morgul arrows,
even if he doesn't have a bow.
Even if he does.
I'd never take bow and bow.
And that's going to get really good when we get to the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur.
Yeah, sick.
Which can also have hunter orcs.
Yeah, sick. And the scenarios, keep in mind.
You're playing the bad guys now, remember?
Ooh, yeah, I am.
One more thing.
The Warg. He could get better. I don't know why he got better.
So, all of the Wargs in Azog's Hunters have Fell Sight, which means they can charge without being able to see people, Elven Cloaks, etc., etc. The White Warg now has Fell Sight, so it can see around corners and charge whatever the hell it wants to.
So, the White Warg on its own, sure. Except it's still 50 points, and now Azog can charge around corners.
I don't have enough thumbs.
Look, J. Clay, come on. Bruz. It's not a joke anymore.
It's pretty good. I'm excited.
You pay your points, though. He's super. He's like
he's a lot of points.
235 or 245 points. He's quite a lot.
Dark Powers of Dol Guldur.
Points-wise, didn't change. Special rule-wise, didn't change. Yeah. Necromancer got 2 more spells.
He got Instill Fear, which I don't think he had in...
I can't remember, but I doubt it, because it's a new spell.
It's a new spell. And Shroud of Shadows. Instill Fear, it's a 3-inch bubble. Every enemy model has to take a courage check or flee directly away. Sick. He's got -1 courage with his bubble, with his Harbinger of Evil, Ancient Evil. And hey, everyone take a courage check. Good for getting rid of spear supports and stuff. And you get to pick the order in which they go.
And he gives -1 courage. So yeah, whatever.
Quite versatile. And the other one is...
Shroud of Shadows. This is a good spell.
I'm not looking forward to this. It essentially makes someone invisible. So you need to take courage checks to charge them, because they don't exist. They don't have a control zone.
Do you know what's better than that in this stupid spell? That anything fighting it is half fight.
Oof. Yeah.
Now, we thought, oh, that's pretty good, until Nathan, dear Nathan,
good old coach,
brought up, hey, you know you can take Gundabad
allied with
and
Azog's
Dark Dumbledore together.
Yeah.
So when Azog has his Master of Battle, you can just make him invisible and make everyone half fight in the same battle. Because I remember that.
It's like 500 points though.
Yeah, 500 points of actual smashing face.
Azog not being able to, like, no one being able to stand up to Azog.
Like literally impossible.
What's in Shroud of Shadows is cast on a 4+. The army bonus for Dol Guldur is if you spend a point of will, you get a free one when casting a spell with the Necromancer. It's a 50-50. And it's cast on, like, the Dol Guldur model. You can't stop it. That sucks. I'm not looking forward to that.
I would hate a Bolgor and Azog being invisible. I thought Keeper of the Dungeons even, because he's super cheap, and he has no fate now. Did we talk about that? We're about to. Sorry, spoilers. But
cool.
But making him invisible, he's 75 points, fight 5,
Burly.
and Burly with a two-handed pick. He will really ruin your day.
Definitely. Did the Nazgul change?
The Nazgul did not change, except now when they, because it used to be when they're off the table, you put down a token, and if that token was on the table, they did not count as being out of play. I believe now they do.
You can't capture. If when the game ends, a marker is in play and the corresponding Nazgul is not on the board, that Nazgul will count as being slain for the purposes of victory conditions.
There's a lot of scenarios that require you to kill heroes. There's a lot of scenarios that breakpoints matter. So if it used to be if your token was on the battlefield, you were still in the game.
Yeah. So you could run all the 9 Nazgul in an army. Your leader dead, token, game ends, sucked in. You didn't kill my leader, but now it does. So that's kind of cool.
You can also take him as one warband. It's cool, but I don't think you ever would anyway.
I would. That's something I'd do. I'm playing Thorin's Company right now. That's something I'd do. Easy. Keeper of the Dungeons.
He lost point of fate. Didn't change in points. That's it. Yeah. He was amazing before.
He's still really good.
Yeah,
he's got 3 points of might, 3 points of will, strength 5, fight 5, heroic strike, heroic strength.
He's not a spirit.
Heroic challenge.
Heroic challenge. He's not a spirit, so Galadriel still can't banish him for some reason. I watched it happen, but that's okay.
I saw a documentary.
Now, Castellans of Dol Guldur are back.
They're in the list
Their
now.
profile are back.
They are basically like, I don't know, I struggle to find a place for them in an army. So they've got 12 points of will.
Their places, from my point of view, in the bin.
Yeah.
They have the same rule as a Ring Wraith where they lose will in battle. They have no might, no fate.
And they use their will points as fate.
Yeah.
So, 12 points of will. They're not sticking around heaps long.
They're 40 points each. You can take 5 Hunter Orcs for that.
And they can have a Morgul Blade.
Or 5 Gundabad Orcs.
That's true. Very true. Dark Denizens of Mirkwood. So you can have a Spider Queen. And
I'm going to bring up something that Coach
tons of spiders,
talked to me.
bats, slugs.
The thing about the Spider Queen is when you guys read the book, you'll notice that it's defense 4 with 0 fate. You have to have it in your army, and it has to be, or you don't have to have it in your army, but
it will have to be a leader.
The army bonus is completely revolving around.
Yes, you do have to have it in your army.
You do.
It's your army special rule, which allows you to have bats and wugs and spiders without heroes.
But you have to have the Spider Queen in the army. However,
defense 4, 3 wounds, no fate.
Defense 4, 3 wounds, no fate is pretty terrible. Like, it's fight 6, and I think it has...
It's strength 6, it's got venoms, got rerolls, all wound rolls.
Like,
it's got
cool.
monstrous charge.
I'll tell you what. Having a defense 4, 0 fate character as your leader, for 115 points, I think it's expensive. It has to be leader, like...
Guess who's buying one?
Yeah, well, he'll play it, but no one else should. I think the spiders also got better in this list, but yeah. I think something changed them. I can't remember. I don't really care about Dark Denizens.
Nah, it's true.
Goblin
This
Town.
is an army I haven't played in a long time. Pure Goblin Town.
Thank God.
But, hey, they might make a comeback because you can just take tons of goblins.
You can have 6 extra models in each warband.
Yep. So the Goblin King, hero of legend, he can normally lead 18 models. He can lead 24.
I think he went up 10 points.
He did go up 10
points. And all elven-made weapons now ignore his 3+ save. He has a 3+ save. Before fate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He can throw goblins. He's got heroic strikes, heroic strength, heroic challenge.
2-handed pick bill.
Resistant to magic.
Oh yeah.
That's really good. That's a lot better in the current edition. Yeah, he's really, really cool.
Still competitive.
He was 120 points before. He was a bargain. He's a strength 5 monster. He's fight 6. He has a 2-handed burly pick.
And a 3-up save.
And a 3-up save. Now, magic powers and elven made weapons ignore that 3-up save. It used to just be magic powers and Glamdring, Sting, and Orcrist. I'd still pay 130 points for that.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He's the only good thing in that army, like only big thing in
that army. He's the only thing that actually deals a punch.
So Grinner and the goblins. Golem's in the list. I think he lost the fight value. He's only fight 4 now. He did.
Yeah, he might have been fight 5.
I don't think he had might before.
Yeah, whatever.
He's okay. The whole army is like, whatever. You probably play it if you bought 2 of the old starter set. But the Goblin King makes it.
Tons of Goblin warriors. I can't remember exactly now. They have a special rule called Chittering Hordes. Basically what that means is goblins can support other goblins even though they don't have spears.
You can do that with a 2-handed weapon.
Yes. So your 2-handed axes, which they can have. I don't think you get the axe piercing strike.
Yeah, I think Chittering Hordes is a special strike.
But it is. So but you do get plus on the wound with the guy at the back. It's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. You weren't sticking around when I was going to take 60 goblin warriors with flails, were you?
No.
Give them all flails because I can.
Yeah, then that's 6 points. 5 points.
No, flails are free.
Oh.
They can have them. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Dumb ideas.
Terrible. Trolls, I think they went up
3 trolls.
Points,
they went up in points.
But they get the campfire for free.
So. Smaug, not really an army, but
if you take Smaug, you're a dog, not a dragon.
So he got a new spell. He got Instill Fear. That's the one where you make your opponent take courage checks. If they fail, they run away.
Excuse me?
What?
I didn't read this before, but really quickly. If he wins a fight, all his opponents are knocked to the ground regardless of size.
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. So, we... Remember... Cole...
Except the Mumak in a chariot and all that. I thought it said including.
I'm pretty certain I saw
worried.
Smaug kill 18 or 19 dwarves in one round of combat. Because everybody, when you barge, takes a strength 9 hit and before they back away.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, back to me. He has Instill Fear on 5+. Good for getting rid of supports. Everyone take a courage check. Piss off.
If you actually want to play this, you can buy the book, because I'm not talking about it.
That's pretty much it. What are your highlights?
Highlights are Iron Hill's not changing. It was dumb. It's dumb.
Literally,
it's dumb.
Just to hang myself.
They should, seriously. Well, not the whole army necessarily. If Dane went up points, the army would be... Like,
it's a very, very solid army.
It's hard to be bad with.
Yeah, because even you win games. What garbage.
I don't even read the rules.
No, he definitely does not read the rules.
For real, Iron Hills probably should have... At least Dane should have gone up.
Yep, stop off on the table.
Oh, yeah. Thranduil's Hall's going Super Saiyan mode.
For me, my favourite thing in this book is the fact that I can take a 100-point Thranduil now. I can take an army that has synergy in the Thranduil's Halls.
Without blowing out your points.
Without spending a quarter of my army or a third of my army on one character. That's a huge win for me.
It's pretty cool.
I do like big characters. I like playing Azog and Bolg in the same army. I love running King Elsar and Gandalf the White. Things like that. But I just have never found Thranduil to wow me.
It's hard to make that his points.
Wow me. Yeah. Even when people have used him against me. That game we played today, that's the first time he's really done anything. Killed Prince Imrahil. Prince Imrahil.
He absolutely dusted him.
He did have 0 fate and 0 might.
Yeah, but he's still
Thranduil come to town. But it was rough. So yeah, really, really cool. Lots of little tweaks.
Yeah, lots of minor things that I didn't think happened because they weren't standout. But
Steve was just like,
and scribbled.
Everything's the same. And then actually went and took notes. And he's like, everything is kind of different.
Yeah, everything's a little bit different.
But yeah, definitely really, really cool. And now that we have this, and we have a few more models to paint, soon. Scenarios soon.
We will be doing all 30 to 40 of them.
Very excited. I'm making terrain. I'm doing everything. Steve's just rolling dice.
Look, I may have been painting things for the 3rd movie. Well, that won't happen for 3 months, but it's on the table.
It's on the table.
Literally.
Not yet.
Well, we'll be on the table, literally.
So yes, definitely go grab this book. It's really cool. It's got all the profiles for everything.
Ooh.
It's solid.
I expected more.
Solid.
I'm going to say one thing. I expected more change.
Yeah.
I expected Azog to be reworked from the ground up. Because
I know a lot of people
just,
hoping for Fight 6.
What it's like is you're building a sandcastle, but instead of planning out a fortress, a sand fortress, you just keep putting sandcastles on this sandcastle. It's like, here's Azog. He's Fight 7, right? That's the base, right? Fight 7 Azog.
Oh, he's burly.
Oh, he's burly? He's strength 5. He's wounds characters on 3s. He has a two-handed flail.
Oh, and his mount has might.
His mount now has might that he can then share.
And 2 wounds.
And he has 2 wounds.
The white wife has 2 wounds.
Far out. Anyway, and then you get the signal towers, and now he's got Master of Battle, and he can lead 24. You know what I mean? It just seems like instead of changing him to be normal, they keep whenever the books were coming out in order, they just kept adding things.
You forget that
it's
the
like
rest of the
giving
army
someone
is...
18 arms instead of just giving 18 models.
You forget that the rest of the army is... it's okay.
The rest of the army is Moranonogs.
Essentially.
The same, except +1 courage.
So better.
Better.
They're more points. No.
There might be a point more. Either way, I expected more change. There wasn't.
Yeah, I think only because the volume of changes in the Lord of the Rings, the armies of the Lord of the Rings, massive. That was huge.
That was like a full overhaul.
Those profiles are very, very old.
Whereas the new Hobbit profiles... Look, if we compare them now, we compare armies to armies, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are much more neck and neck.
A lot closer, yeah.
I think Iron Eagle's literally Dane going up 10 to 20 points would have been cool.
Yeah.
I would have hated it, but I would have accepted it. Because it is probably fair. He has a lot of special rules.
Steve never, ever admitted that Dane was undercosted until he got this book and was like, ha, he's not changing.
I thought
he's undercosted.
I thought Dwylin was undercosted, but I realised he had 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Which makes him, I think, fair.
Yeah.
Very easy to kill.
Sure.
You lose. When you do eventually lose a combat, it is quite easy to get rid of.
I quite often lose my Dwylin, my Thorin's Company Dwylin to shooting.
Yeah,
he's leading the charge. Boom, boom. Couple of wounds.
Yeah, his thing is 3-2-2 or something like.
Yeah.
2 wounds, 2 fate. It's cool, but he's worth the points.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, that's the Armies of the Hobbit.
Yep. Hope you made it this far.